Hello, this is Lance Cleveland, author of the ProPack add-on for Store Locator Plus for WordPress. Today I'm going to go over some of the features of ProPack. 4.3.02 was released today. That patch handles the set PHP timeout in WordPress. It prevents warnings from coming up for those sites that have that disabled. So the PHP time limit, a lot of shared hosts have that disabled, and this will 4.3.02 patch will prevent warnings coming up from that. So what are the features of the ProPack? The ProPack, number one feature that people are looking for is import of locations. And you can import CSV files that have your data in it. You can find the format on our documentation page. You go to Documentation, Store Locator Plus at storelocatorplus.com. And you can find the CSV import format here under Import, CSV file formatting. And it will give you some example files and tell you how to format that. I always recommend putting in a header line. That's the first row of the file that has the field names, and then using this first line has field name checkbox when doing imports. That way you know your data is going into the right place. So I'm going to import a small file here, and this file will actually not include the latitude and longitude, so it actually is querying Google for each of these addresses here and importing them. So obviously I have a duplicate line in that file, so we'll take out that duplicate. So that's the number one feature that people use, is the import. The other feature that people use is the export. Now export is under bulk actions. That's different from past releases. The reason it's under here is it actually is now using the filters. So you can filter your locations by name and state, zip code, country, things like that. And by filtering the settings on the locations, the export honors whatever's in here. So if you were to filter this to only a specific state, you can come in here and export and get only the states in that CSV file that you download, do some manipulation and re-import it. So there's two options you'll see here. Download means that the file is going to be sent directly to your browser. That means your browser is going to be tied up the entire time it's writing out the CSV records. That can take a few minutes to 30 minutes to hours, depending on how many locations. There's sites with 200,000 plus locations, and it'll tie up your browser that whole time. So there's another option called hosted CSV that will actually write the CSV file to a directory on your server. It's in the WordPress uploads directory, and as long as the server security is set to allow a plugin to write the file, then it will write the file there, and when it's done it will put a pop-up window here letting you know where that download is, so you can go fetch it and it won't tie up the browser the entire time. So those are the two options for export. So that's another key feature. Something else people like to see is the reporting, and if you go into your settings and turn on reporting, it will actually track every time someone does a search. So when they do a search here, I have the name and address search box turned off at the moment for a project I'm working on. Well, let's say you search by a country, it'll actually record all those searches. And it will also record the results into a data file and then allow you to do reports and exports on that, so you can see all the different searches, and it'll list all that data for you. So that's the reports feature in ProPack. And then the last feature that it adds is the ability to tag locations. Now tags are free-form text to add to each location. So you can do things like red, green, and blue. Right now I'm working on the search interface, and I can do things like give a list of radio buttons that people can select from and filter out the results that come back based on the tags that are assigned to things. I can auto submit and tell it the radio button should auto submit, and that will actually put that tag interface on the search form. And then I have to go in and tag my locations. You can also do this via a CSV import, but I can say that this location is a red location, for example. Or you can tag a location to be red and blue, or any combination. The difference between ProPack tags and tagalong, and yes, I know that's confusing. Tags were supposed to be part of tagalong, and never got in there, and it's been that way for years, and a lot of users don't want all the ProPack tags to go into tagalong. But anyway, that aside, the tags are free-form text. So if you have a typo in there, an extra space, you don't use capitalization the same way, the tags can cause some odd results that you don't expect. So you have to be very careful, make sure they're comma separated, don't have extra spaces, all the elements are matching exactly. So if you need structured categories and filtering of locations, let's say you have certain product lines or you have a large number of categories, there are sites that have every single product they carry. It can be 100, 200, 300 products, and they want to tag which stores have them. ProPack tags are probably not the best option. That's where Tagalong comes into play, and you'll want to look into that product. But for kind of the quick and dirty marking of locations and designating which locations have a product or service, especially when you have maybe 3 or 4 elements like sales, service, and support as 3 options, you might want to do that with ProPack tags. It can be a lot quicker to get the data in there and manipulate it than setting up full-blown categories via Tagalong. So that's ProPack. ProPack is data import, data export, reporting, and tags. The last element, which is a rather minor element unless you're doing really custom styling, is the overall layout of your page, what search elements appear where. And that's the ProPack Locator layout that is under the view. This particular theme will auto-apply these specific settings. And what that does, if I go into my experience, I go to my view and come down here, it tells Store Locator Plus which order to put the map, the search form, and the results. So a very high level, kind of macro level layout. So right now on this particular layout, I've got the map sitting on top of the search form, which sits on top of the results, and that's for this particular style. The typical format is to have the search results above, the search form above the map. And so there are short codes that will show you how to do all that. And again, that's documented online. So those are the features of ProPack for those people that are evaluating the product. That is what ProPack will provide you with. If you have any questions, you can email support@storlocatorplus.com. You can also post in the forums. If you have technical questions, posting in the forums is the best method to do that. Also, when you post a question in the forum, if you're running the product, please post your plugin environment listed here. Try to get all the information, at least this top section. If you can, get a screenshot, include all the data down to your PHP version. That's very helpful. And also post the URL to your Locator page. It's much easier if we can just click the link in your post, go to the Locator page, and see what you've got going on. So that's it. That's what's in ProPack. Thanks for your support. Have a good afternoon.